What's up guys, I'm Nathan and in this video as requested, I will be doing the updated anime dimensions tier list for the new Tengen Uzui update. Plus we got 3 new character awakenings. So you guys know how it goes. S tier is going to be for the best characters. A tier is going to be for the pretty good characters, mainly like the best of the best gem characters and the weaker raid characters. B tier is average, that's going to be for most of the decent gem characters. C tier is below average, it's going to be for the gem characters that are bad, and D tier is just do not get them. So Tengen, starting off with him, he is going to be in about mid to high S tier. He is decent for everything, but not really the best at anything. The only thing I would say he is like usable as if you already have the meta characters is probably as an assist, because if you have good critical chance, his assist attacks deal 30% more critical damage. Plus it has a pretty fast cooldown of 65 seconds. But it is a pretty good all-round and the best character get as of now out of the obtainable ones. Levi is also going to be promoted to S tier. This is the awakening, guys. For your information, the awakening characters, I've put them separate from the regular ones, and the awakening characters are the ones with the background. So the thing is, Levi's awakening is really good. Now most awakening characters have around 4.5 million damage. That is for me. Just for reference, that's about double of the average ultimate. So you're basically getting an extra ability. That itself is really helpful. And on top of that, you're getting a buff, and Levi's buff is probably one of the best like awakenings. Like the awakening itself is probably equal with Luffy, but like it's just so much of an increase on how he was before, and it's definitely the best buff because it's gonna give you increased attack range, it's gonna give you speed, it's gonna give you 25% critical chance and 25% critical damage. So if you've already got a high critical chance, then that 25% will put it nearly at 100% critical chance. Around 85% if you've got 60% critical chance already. You'll get 85% critical chance for literally like 35 seconds, which is amazing. Plus you'll be doing more damage on those crits. The only downside is of course that you're kind of forced to use Levi, and Levi, at least in his base form, is not the best character. Anyway, Priestess with Awakening is going to be a solid A tier, because she was good before, and with her awakening, well, she even does a little bit of damage, which is pretty nice. Sung Wu is gonna still be top S tiers, even with the nerf, because his ultimate, like, there's a delay on using his abilities, but even then overall he's going to be the best. While Milan is, and that's the next character we have, Milan potentially deals more damage if you're using Astolfo or Best Boy Summer, because she basically benefits more from that additional critical chance than Sung Wu does for obvious reasons. But Sung Wu still like has a spam dash and just overall is going to be better. But Milan, since she is pretty much the best raid character, at least with Kurumi, I will have to put her above Tengen because she is very much a useful character. Luffy without awakening is going to even be below Levi. I mean, it's not the best. Yeah, sure, you can spam your first move potentially if you're lucky. The third move does give you extended M1 and more M1 damage, but still, it's not really as good as Levi. Like, Levi potentially can be really, really good. Rengoku with Awakening is also going to be a solid S tier. Even before, his assist was quite good. Now, the only reason I'm putting him low on S tier is because even if you main him, then, well, you're forced to use his other main moves. But the thing is, his Awakening will give you a very solid increase on your damage. It's going to be a 25% increase on your attack, plus the speed boost, plus of course it's doing a lot more damage. It's basically an extra ultimate, because yes, I mean, it does have like double the damage of the average ultimate. It also does have double the cooldowns of the average ultimate, so you're basically getting a second ultimate. So that's why awakening characters are usually always going to be pretty solid. But yeah, Rengoku is going to be promoted to the bottom of S tier. Kirito's awakening, I feel, is the weakest for this update. It's going to be top of the top A tier, because the awakening does still do a solid damage. It still does do like 4.5 million damage. It's just going to be the fact that the only thing that you're going to get out of the awakening is extended M1 range. That's really not a great buff. and plus you have to pay a lot for the awakening, so I don't really feel that Kirito's awakening is really that worth it. So like Levi, definitely a worth it awakening to get. Rengoku, not so much, but I mean if you really want it, it's not bad. But Kirito's awakening, it does not buff him much. He was decent before and he's just slightly better now. Primordial or Diablo is going to be promoted to the bottom of 8 tier because his assist is going to give you iframes, which is really helpful, and he's also one of the best gem characters as of now. I mean by that I mean the obtainable gem characters. Then we have Broly. Broly is going to be a solid S tier because he is one of the highest damaging assists in the game right now. It's just gonna be on the fact that his assist does have a 90-second cooldown and he's not really that usable as a main, so keep that in mind. Gilgamesh is gonna be another pretty solid character. I'm gonna go ahead and put him right there. He's pretty usable as a main for raids and does do more damage than Tengen, which is why I'm gonna have to put him above Tengen. Plus he's a meta assist for dimensions because of his AoE, but he also does very high damage, but also does have a cooldown of 90 seconds. Tengen's assist is probably better for raids, but I would say Gilgamesh is still kind of better, at least if you're using it as a meta. Gilgamesh is better because Tengen isn't really confirmed going to be a meta for anything. Kokushibo is going to be like kind of tied with Tengen. I'm gonna put Kokushibo below Tengen just because of the fact that Tengen is usable and pretty useful, I would say, as an assist if you don't have the meta ones. Kokushibo is only good as a main, and even as a main he's outclassed by a lot of the new characters like Sanjinbu, Esper, etc. And it's not a huge difference between their damage outputs. So yeah, Luffy's awakening is going to be like right next to Levi. Honestly, I'm gonna go and put Luffy's awakening below Levi just because Levi's awakening is just such a huge buff, but they're more or less equal in my opinion. Then we have this dude, Karakuri Sama, pay to win character. I mean, it's not even pay to win. I mean, you just pay and you get a character that is somewhat usable. Like his moves deal below average damage. He also has long cooldowns and doesn't really do anything special, though his moveset is pretty fun to use. But he's gonna be like a somewhat high A tier. S-Death is going to be in like low S tier. Because she's pretty usable as both a main and an assist, though she does lack mobility. Then we have the regular Karakuri, gonna also be an A tier. Basically his ultimate is going to allow you to spam all three of his moves, but the ultimate has a long cooldown and he just doesn't do much damage. The regular Levi is just gonna be in A tier. He costs 3000 trade tokens, and for that, without the awakening, he's not really that worth it. Naruto is going to be another solid S tier. That's gonna be because he's kind of a meta assist. He does deal slightly lesser damage than Broly and Gilgamesh. However, he also has a 75-second cooldown, which is really nice. He is not at all good as a main, so do not even think about using him as a main. Then we have Ryuko. Ryuko is a meta assist, decently good as a main. However, she does cost Robux. She's a meta assist because the assist deals okay damage. I mean, it's actually kind of less, I would say. However, the thing is, her assist has a 60-second cooldown, which is amazing. Nezuko is gonna be another solid S tier. She's definitely better than Tengen, actually better than Gilgamesh as well. Just has a really nice moveset, does really good damage, and is actually a meta boss killer. Just because her moves normally itself do a lot of damage, and her ultimate does reset those cooldowns, which is just really helpful. However, Milan still is going to be higher just because of the fact, like, even though she does depend a lot more than Nezuko on Kurumi, she is actually better than Sanjinbu for damage if you have Kurumi, and also a stall for someone else using a stall for. Alice is going to be just an A tier. She just deals really less damage, though she does heal, so I guess, I mean, kind of okay for beginners, but only if you drop her. Definitely do not buy her. This is one of the characters that you definitely should not go for buying. Which Megumin is going to be in S tier. She has just really good AoE, but not many people have him, and I would say Luffy's Awakening is probably going to be better. Normal Rengoku is just going to be somewhere around 8 tier. His assist is still, of course, helpful because, well, it still is got a pretty fast cooldown. Regular Saber is going to be in C tier just because no mobility, really bad AoE, and kind of mid damage. Okay, you know what, I'll put her bottom B tier, I'll be nice to her. Bakugo is also going to be like mid B tier, probably low B tier. He does have good mobility but barely any damage. Yu-Gi-Oh is going to be a solid one in B tier just because he's got a good dash ability with a low cooldown, and his third and fourth move do good damage, and his fourth move does heal you. Gojo, wait, this is not Gojo, this is Kaneki. Okay, fine, Kaneki is going to be in B tier. His ultimate, he's kind of like a budget Karakuri, but again, I'm not a big fan of him and I wouldn't really recommend for you guys to get him. Gojo is going to be right there in A tier. He's basically really good. Like, he's top S tier, probably along with these three units. If you have ridiculously high critical chance and critical damage, there is 60% critical chance and 120% critical damage, because his ultimate actually deals burst damage. It just ticks once, so if you actually crit on that, you're doing about triple the average ultimate, which is just insane. But his moveset is not the best. He doesn't really have much mobility, and for a beginner he's really difficult to use. So for beginners, I would say he's still bottom B tier. Megumin is going to be bottom B tier. She actually does surprisingly good damage, but again, really lacking on mobility and on AoE. Now Fumi is going to be C tier just because he's a support. He's not at all useful as like an actual damage dealer, and even as a support he's not really that useful, and even his assist is not helpful. Like, you might as well get Primordials that actually is going to do damage plus give you those iframes. Esper is actually a really good character. I'm gonna go ahead and put him like as one of the best characters in the game right now. He's just the best all-rounder. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and move Milan like right here, because it's just very specific for how she should be good, but she's definitely has to be in the top 5. But Esper is just an amazing like all-rounder, just because he's good as a main. He's good as an assist, he's good in raids, he's really good on dimensions. So if you have him, you can basically do anything. Like, he's just so versatile, which is why I'm putting him so high up, because this is an overall tier list. Milan is high, even though it's not overall, because, well, she's just so good at a certain thing. Then we have Genos. Genos is gonna be a decently good B tier. He's got a decent moveset, and he's got iframes, so I guess pretty useful. Astolfo is going to be right there in 8 tier, got a dash move, got a movable ultimate, just a pretty good gem character, and if you redeem all the codes, you should be able to get this character practically for free, which is nice. Todoroki is going to be like low B tier, not the best character, but not terrible either. He's got like a couple of burning moves, and he's got a pretty decent AoE. This character, Toga, is going to be like bottom B tier. Winter Spirit Dia is going to be kind of equal to her. Not really the best characters, wouldn't really recommend for you guys to use. Zenitsu is going to be low B tier because he does have good mobility, granted, but he barely does damage. Emil is actually not a bad character. I'm going to go ahead and put him in B tier. He's got like he's a decent all-rounder for a cheap gem character. Romero is going to be like right up there in B tier, just because his assist is not too bad. It's got a pretty good AoE. Asuna is also going to be like actually a pretty good beginner character to use. I'm gonna go and put him like her literally over here below Genos, of course, because she has 2 dash abilities, one of them giving iframes and a movable ultimate. She's one of the best mobility characters in the game. It's just that her damage is not really the best. Zoro is also a really good starter character, just for that cheap cost of like 600 to 800 gems. All Might's definitely not bad. I'm gonna go and put him like right there. Rukia is gonna have to be like in C tier, just not really that good. Akuma is gonna be right here in B tier. He's got decent mobility, pretty nice skill set, except his ultimate is just not good. Sukuna is gonna be also like low B tier, not really the best out of the 800 gem characters. You might as well go for Asuna. Gray is going to be like C tier as well. He's just not really a great character, and it's really easy to miss your shots. And I have had a horrible experience using Gray on speed raid against Romero. I literally just couldn't hit my shots. Sasuke is going to be a decent C tier because yes, his first move does give you mobility, but he doesn't really have the best AoE and he doesn't do much damage. Akaza is going to be a decent C tier because his ultimate actually resets his first 3 moves cooldown, kind of like Nezuko but way weaker. But actually I'm going to put him above Gray and even Sasuke because I've got pretty decent times on speed raid with this dude. Asta is gonna be right there in C tier, not really, nothing special. Itadori is not too bad. Tanjiro is gonna be also here because he does have like a dash move. Natsu is also pretty good, like 200 gem character. Sakura is also gonna be there because, well, she does heal. So, I mean, it's pretty useful. Like, you're basically unkillable if you use her. Then you have Killua, who's also like not really that special. These characters are not really ordering, there's nothing special. Goku is gonna be D tier because, well, let's be honest, he's pretty bad. Ichigo is gonna be like bottom C tier because he is one of the best daughter characters. So I guess, yeah, he should be there. Luffy is also gonna be D tier. Naruto is gonna be also in C tier right below Ichigo, because he's also not too bad in terms of AoE for like literally a free character. Deku is also right down there. The regular Kirito is going to be over here. So, I mean, yeah, his awakening moves him up, but meh. Lancer is going to be in B tier as well. He's going to be the best like mobility gem character, but it's just that he's kind of hard to use. Yorichi is going to be like bottom S tier because his assist is still not bad, but his glitch was just made a lot weaker. Demon Lord Romero is going to be like right there in A tier because he's pretty good for survivability, I'm not gonna lie. Like he just has a lot of iframes plus the lifesteal. Put together, it's not too bad. Regular Priestess is gonna be right there because I mean both regular and the Awakened Priestess are still helpful as assists. Saber is definitely gonna be solid B tier just because she does so much, a lot of damage for a jump character. Eren is going to be, I would say, right there because he was nerfed significantly in terms of his pet effectiveness, because pet energy required to use abilities has increased by around 10 times, and Eren does not give that much pet energy. He's still better than Tengen, but he's definitely not among like the ones above him just because of that nerf. But he's still really good as a main. Even if you have Esper, like you should use Eren as a main and Esper as an assist because he's still really very usable on raids, and also probably one of the best characters on time challenge. I can literally consistently get above like 900 kills even though I have dog water cards and even if I don't try hard. Infinity Gojo is gonna be like right there on S tier, but not really that high. His ultimate does allow you to spam his first 2 moves, but his first 2 moves have a long cooldown which barely deal any damage. Shadow as Death is going to be like just right there. I mean, it's no longer going to be in the useless category because the limited characters are now unobtainable, unfortunately, so rip for whoever missed him. And gosh, my clock needs to shut up. Shadow Yorichi is gonna be like he's gonna be like right there. I mean, they're basically, the shadows are the same thing, it's just that they have 15% worse cooldowns. But I don't recommend for you guys to buy any of these shadows just because it's so difficult to get speed rate tokens. Honestly, yeah, Misaka is really good. This dude is going to be right there. This guy is probably going to be right below because I mean they're essentially the same character, just a bit worse. The Sabers Awakening is not bad. I'm gonna go ahead and put it up there because once again it's basically an additional ultimate. It's just that her normal moves just aren't that good, and to use the awakening you basically have to main the character, which is oof, that's just an oof. And this one's gonna be right there. I'm actually gonna say that the shadow of Gojo is probably worse than the regular S death, not gonna lie. But that's pretty much it for this video. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know what you guys want to see in the next video. I'll put a poll for that and you guys can vote out of all of your guys' suggestions. And I will catch you guys in the next video. See ya.